You're listening to the Adventurous Reinvention podcast. I'm Allison Boyle, aka She Dreams of Alpine, and this is the show that's dedicated to all the adventurous spirits out there who have either been transformed by the outdoors or are interested in what it looks like to step into a new, adventurous, and courageous kind of identity in their life. It doesn't matter what your background is in the outdoors, what age you're starting at, or where you grew up. If you're curious about the outdoors and using adventure as a way to reinvent yourself, you're in the right place. I'll be sharing all kinds of personal adventure stories, lessons I've learned from the mountains, teaching what I know about the outdoors and leadership, and interviewing some amazing adventurous women all along the way. I've been coaching women on becoming safe, confident, and self-sufficient backpackers and leaders of their own adventurous lives since 2018, and I know exactly what big fears and self-doubts can pop up along the way. I have so much to share with you, so let's dive in. Hello everyone, it's Allison, and before we dive into today's episode, I wanted to just kind of give a quick announcement. So I'm taking a little summer break from the podcast. I've got some very exciting personal adventures planned for this summer and also some really epic client trips that are coming up on the horizon. So this pause is really just to give me and my team a little space to breathe and reset and focus in other areas of our business right now. But I didn't want to leave you hanging with nothing to listen to over the summer. So I am going to be sharing something really special. I'm going to be sharing a behind the scenes audio series from my hike on the John Muir Trail. So my husband Michael and I set out to thru-hike the John Muir Trail back in 2020. So that is a while ago now. We were aiming to finish it in 22 days, but due to some massive wildfires and a full national forest closure, we had to bail early. This is something we definitely didn't expect. So this series, for some reason, we decided to record like a daily podcast back then. This was before I even had the podcast. But this series is going to be showing you a real, raw, behind-the-scenes audio that we recorded on the trail when we were out there doing the John Muir Trail as we dealt with all the highs, the lows, the relationship dynamics, and also the huge disappointment of getting kicked off the trail early in 2020, and then our eventual comeback in 2021 to finish it. So if you have ever dreamed of hiking the JMT or you just love a good adventure story, you are going to love these sort of like bite-sized episodes that are coming up of our kind of behind the scenes trail diary. This is something that I've never released before. So I really think you're going to enjoy this, and it will kind of like fill that, adventure itch that you might be getting while we're taking a little break from our normal episodes. And this series will run through about mid-August, and then we will be back with fresh episodes on the Adventurous Reinvention podcast. If you're listening to this kind of midway in the series, be sure to go back and listen to previous episodes. But at the end of the day, I hope you enjoy this and that it's a nice little kind of thing to get you excited about your own adventures and maybe even eventually pursuing the John Muir Trail one day. All right, let's dive in. Hello. This is Allison.
And Michael, what's up?
And today, we woke up at 4 a.m. and just a quick recap. We made it to the safety of Yosemite, and we are now out of the national forest.
Wait, why is that a quick recap?
Well, I'm just jumping ahead really quick, but let's just start back from the beginning. So we woke up at 4 at our little Rock Creek camp, and then we started our hike. I don't know, we were kind of slow in the morning. We got started at what?
Like 5:20?
5:20, yeah.
Took us like an hour and 20 minutes.
But it was fine. And then we just slowly made our way up towards Donahue Pass, which is the border of Yosemite and the National Forest, which the National Forest at this point were officially closed at midnight the night before, but we just knew we could make it over in the morning really quick and safely and less exhausted. So
yeah, we saw a lot of we didn't really see anybody on the way up to Donahue, but we saw some headlamps at 5 a.m.
Yeah,
or
there were a lot of other people camped at Rock Creek as well, and I think there were at least a few that were going northbound as well. I think some had
popped in from southbound,
We
not
wonder.
knowing.
Or yeah, but if they were up that early, I wonder if they were maybe trying to get to Mammoth or Red's Meadows. Who knows?
Yeah. Anyways, it was like an uphill journey to Donahue, but it wasn't that bad
Not at
from
all.
Rock
no.
Creek.
It was very gradual.
It's like 1,200 feet of gain.
Maybe the last, what,
The last
500?
500 feet were like stair steps a little bit, which was a little bit annoying.
It went
but
quick. It wasn't even windy or anything at the top of Donahue. It was nice. But it was beautiful. We actually, so I was telling Allison, it's like the most green Alpine pass I've ever seen. Like, it's just grassy and full of these awesome little creeks, and it was my favorite pass.
Yeah, it's
If you're talking Alpine,
it's a pretty beautiful pass.
And we got to see some really cool Alpine glow, because obviously we were up early enough, and we got to see the sunrise. And there's this awesome mountain range on either side of the pass, again with these cool pools, little lakes, ponds, whatever you want to call them, and they were perfectly still. There was no wind, so it was just like these cool reflections. So let's just say I
took a lot of photos.
Yeah, Allison got ahead of me by quite a bit, because I just was taking photo after
Which
photo.
is a first on an uphill.
Yeah.
Usually Mike was way ahead of me on the uphills.
So that was neat.
But when we made it to the top, I knew, because I've done actually this section from Tuolumne to Red's Meadow before, that there's cell service at the top. So we, at the top of Donahue, which normally we would ignore, but we had to spend a couple minutes like texting friends and family and letting them know we made it into Yosemite. Even though I have the inReach, it's just easier to text. So we just texted some people, and Michael and I wanted to have a hotel when our first day back to reality, which would be in like a few days after this thing. So I decided to book a hotel for our like day that we get back, so that we can shower, because we're in the van, and so we wanted a day where we could like properly shower and
in good Alpine fashion. You booked the hotel. Also, we have to, after we're done, we're going to Vegas. That's a
day
long
after,
drive.
yeah.
It's like 2.5 hours to get out of Yosemite, and then like another 6 hours. So we're not driving back.
Yeah, we're gonna drive to Mammoth, and then we're gonna drive back. So
that's interesting, and you knew that already from having done it. So
yeah, I knew that there was cell
funny.
service there, because
I got to send my family a photo of that sunrise up in the mountain, or that sun hitting the mountain peaks. So that was really cool.
Yeah, and then we headed down on the other side of Donahue into Yosemite,
which is just as pretty. It's really awesome. There's a cool glacial lake that you kind of cross. Beautiful blue, perfectly clear.
Yeah.
At this point, some guy passed us. We weren't really sure where he came from, because there wasn't anybody behind us.
For like the whole time, yeah. He must have been trucking it like later.
Yeah. And then it was like a quick but steep little downhill to get to, pretty
Upper
much
Lyle. Upper Lyle is the campground that a lot of people stay at before they go over Donahue on the other side. So that's kind of...
Yeah, it's like a little flat area before it continues to drop to a little valley. But yeah, and we met Twiggy. So we already told them that she went ahead last episode.
Yeah, she had gone ahead over Donahue the night before, and we saw her at Upper Lyle, and so you
sent her a message with your inReach saying that.
No, she messaged us with her inReach.
Oh, I thought
and I got it on my phone.
Okay. But you let her know we were on our way at the top of Donahue.
Yeah.
That we were up there, and so she actually waited for us.
And then, we hiked down a couple miles with her.
Until we got into that valley where it got flat. We both...
it's like really steep after Donahue, and then it gets like flat all the way to Tuolumne, basically.
Right. So that was nice. We did our last little bit of downhill for the day. we both refilled our bottles up, as in both us and Twiggy.
And Twiggy went on her way. That day she hadn't done much hiking. She woke up late, but she was going to go all the way to Tuolumne Visitor Center area because there's like a backpackers campground. And that would have made her day like, I don't know, 12 miles or
so, yeah.
Something.
And it was already like 10:30 when we left.
And we didn't want to go that far. We wanted to do about 10, 11 miles total that day to finally have like a proper like a rest day.
Yeah.
And so we stopped at the junction of like Ireland Trail. There's like a trail that comes down that's called Ireland Trail, and it hits the JMT, and there's like camping areas near that junction, and it's a little bit past what on the map says the backpackers campground.
Yeah, because that one's not too far away either. But we found a nice little spot on the opposite side. Most campgrounds seem to be on the left side of the trail, but we found a nice spot for us, not too far from the water. And yeah, we did some fishing. And by the way, Twiggy, we're finishing Saturday. She's getting picked up Friday, which is why she went ahead. And
which is today.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, tomorrow.
Yeah, but I did some fishing around here.
Oh yeah, basically when we got to camp, it was like 2 p.m.
Right.
And
so really early, but we
were stoked because we hadn't like gotten to like just chill and just do stuff and hang out.
And it was hard. It was hard.
Hard to what?
So for me, it was hard.
Oh, not hard to me. I like
you definitely chilled.
I blew up my sleeping pad and just like laid there like a turd for a long time. I think I took a nap actually at first.
It was hard because I found myself wanting to fish with my stupid half rod. And so we set up camp. And I did that, and it was fun and all, but I was like struggling with that half rod. It's difficult, and I still ended up fishing like at least 2 hours. But then I forced myself to just lay down because my back was aching from like the casting. And
we had done 2 really big days to get out of Reds Meadows. Or like actually the first big day was like a lot of downhill into Reds. Actually it was like 3, oh no, it was like 2.5 big days.
Yeah.
Hiking down into Reds, like 14 miles, and then hiking an extra 4 that day because we heard that they were going to close the national forest. So about 18 miles that day, and that was all uphill, those 4 miles. And then the next day was like a bunch of uphill for another 16 miles.
Yeah.
And then we had to finish off the Donahue Pass like in the morning. And so...
Well, all those... It was like 3 mornings in a row of getting up at 4
and we woke up at like 3
a.m.
each of those days. So
yeah, I just eventually laid down in the tent and did some reading and was fighting sleep hardcore.
I slept for like 30 minutes and then I ended up reading, which it's so funny. Like I've been kind of disappointed. I usually did, or last time on the JMT we had so much downtime and I wasn't so exhausted. I read like so many books, but this time I had barely even popped open my Kindle. But yesterday I did, and I made it through like 55% of my book.
Yeah.
Or I mean, tonight I did, yeah, and I made it through 55.
But I've been reading every night.
Yeah, you've been reading more. I just like am so tired at the end of the day. But I don't know. We finally got proper rest.
We did. It was nice, and it was a good campground. And what else?
Yeah,
that's
about it. We ate our food. And
time went by pretty quickly.
And now we're about to go to bed.
At first I was like, man, what are we going to do with our lives? It's 2 p.m.
No,
it went by quick.
Yeah.
We were also wondering if like the stream that we were near like was connected to some hot spring somehow, because we've been like dipping our feet everywhere we go whenever we have breaks, and just to cure our feet. And I got water at the stream, and I was like, wow, this is surprisingly warm in comparison to further up the stream where we had left split from Twiggy.
That was really cold.
It was freaking cold. Like, it almost hurts.
I just think
but it feels good at the same time because you're like, man, my foot really needs this. But anyways, just a theory of mine. Yeah. It would have been nice to find a hot spring.
But yeah, that's pretty much it for today. So
yeah, we'll
touch base again tomorrow and
catch you on the next one. We're almost done.
Yep, a few more days left.
Only a few more days. And we're safe, which is
a relief.
Super relief. I am so stoked.
It's stoked to be able to finish.
You know, it's not that something else can't happen, but crossing our fingers. We have a peace of mind for now.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Hey, I wanted to thank you real quick for tuning into the show and listening all the way to the end. If you love this episode and you want deeper support in becoming a safe, confident, and self-sufficient hiker and backpacker, then head over to shedreamsofalpine.com/waitlist to learn more about our Backpacking Badass coaching program, where I teach you absolutely everything you need to know to be self-reliant on the trails and stop waiting around on others for the adventure invite. So I'd love to help you more in your journey of stepping into your adventurous identity, and that program is the absolute best place for us to start working together. So again, that's shedreamsofalpine.com/waitlist, and you can learn all about it there. So that's it for today, folks. I hope you get to spend some time outside this week, and I'll be back very soon with a brand new episode. Bye.